right, let's kick this one off with listen. Some people want unrealistic things in life.
Yeah.
I would like to win the lottery.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon would like to buy WWE back. Apparently.
Okay.
So we'll preface this one, right? You don't have to worry. If you're a WWE fan, you don't have to worry about this happening because there's no chance in hell Vince McMahon has the resources to buy WWE back. I'm pretty sure the company's valuation has gone up by about $4 or $5 billion since he sold his shares to Endeavor and TKO was formed. You don't have to worry about this at all. But it's pretty mental, so let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So this comes from Jonathan Coachman, former WWE broadcaster, of course.
Quite a day for him.
Yeah, it was. We'll talk about him more in a bit on his Coach and Bro podcast, which he does with that ever-reliable source, Vince Russo.
Yeah, this was a story that I had seen around since Coach tweeted about this. And I just ignored it, and I ignored it, and I ignored it, but it just doesn't seem to be going away. Every fucking clickbait site, when I scroll through Facebook or Twitter, and now fucking YouTube videos, my boys at What Culture Wrestling, everybody seems to be trying to talk about Vince McMahon gonna buy WWE back from TKO. Bah! It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're absolutely right. It's just too much money. Vince does not have the resources for that. Yes, he's one of the largest shareholders in WWE or in TKO right now. But that's not enough. Vince doesn't have the juice, baby, that he needs to get this company back. It's a nonsense story. It's a non-starter. This will never happen. Of course, they are also referencing the coach as the source for this. Now, I've never had a problem with the coach. Coach has been saying some very sensationalized things a lot lately. Kind of coincides with his podcast that he does with Vince Russo, bro. All of a sudden, there's tons of hot takes coming out of it. And look, that's how you get attention in the wrestling space. Say some hot takes, you get yourself some attention, people watch your show. And that's exactly what I did after I listened to my boys at What Culture this morning. Because finally, I'm like, all right, everybody's talking about this. Let's kind of tune in and see what this is all about, see if there's any smoke to this. I went back and I listened to the Coach and Bro. I know, this is why they pay me the big bucks, guys, so you don't have to. I went through a fucking hour and a half episode because they didn't itemize it, like this is this topic, this is this topic. Like some videos will add chapters and stuff. I don't do that either. It's a lot of extra work, man. Once I get the money coming in to pay like a producer or something, we can do that kind of stuff, but they didn't do that on there, so I had to sit through this whole thing and find the clip, but I found the clip, so we got the actual source from the horse's mouth himself, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, on his podcast with Vince Russo, the Coach and Bro, talking about his speculation that Vince McMahon is going to buy WWE back.
WWE needs Vince McMahon more than ever. Hashtag TKO sucks. Vince, I've been quoted a lot from this show the last week everywhere because I have conversations. People trust me. People call me. I talk to them because I don't treat this like the end-all be-all. I've learned a lot from you, Vince, and this is not life. We're all going to die one day, and I want to have fun and deal with what's right in front of me. And what's right in front of me is a Vince McMahon who has not sold his TKO stock, and it doesn't take a brain surgeon, Vince, to think about why is he still holding on to the third most stock in the company, right?
You know, Coach, I've ever since you brought this up on this show, you know, crazy things start going through my mind. What if Vince obviously knew what was coming down the pike? He obviously knew he was going to have to take a back seat, and he was going to have to take a back seat for a couple of years, whether he liked it or not. Mm-hmm. What if he made the deal with Ari and TKO, and they were the placeholder? You guys take care of this now. You make whatever you can make. You get X percentage. I get X percentage. And 3 years when this is all behind me, this is the price I pay you. to get my baby back. Now, you may think there's no merit to that. Well, there is. We know Vince McMahon and Ari Emanuel had a relationship for a very, very long time. This was not just a match made. They've had a relationship. Vince is a very smart guy. Vince obviously did not want to put it in Triple H's and Stephanie's hands after they voted against him coming back to the company. If he would have got together with Ari and said, brother, I'm going to be tied up for the next 3 years. Here's what we're going to do. Coach, that's not crazy. That is not crazy, Coach.
I started it, and you just knocked it out of the park because I did not think about that angle of this.
That would explain them trying to make as much money now as they can. If Vince would have said, you guys do whatever you want to do, you're going to get X percent of what you make, that would answer why we don't care about New Orleans. We're coming back to Vegas.
You know, sometimes I wish that people would just consider the sources on shit like this. Like the way that everybody is running with this story, because the coach said this with Vince Russo, and this is news. It must be a slow news day. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing the video too at this point, but that's just because I'm seeing it everywhere and I want to go, shh, no. First of all, it's a questionable source. I'm not calling Coach a liar. I'm just saying, if you really believe that this story could be true, is the coach going to be the guy that is going to be the insider that's going to break that news for you? Yeah, he says people talk to me and stuff. Okay, good for you. But at the end of the day, this is just a bullshit story. Vince may want to. He may have said he would like to. They may assume because he's holding on to stocks that he might try to make a play for this. And then you get Vince Russo's wild fucking harebrained scam of an idea that, oh, Vince has just made this deal with TKO all along, that he's going to swoop back in and buy it back up when the smoke blows over. Well, the case is still going on, first of all, with Janelle Grant. So that ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And Vince is kind of doing the thing that a lot of rich people do and a lot of big companies do, where they just keep trying to kick the can down the road and file injunctions and counter this or whatever. It's just the idea is to bleed Janelle Grant's resources, suck her dry of her money, suck her dry of her time, wear her out emotionally, and just drag this thing on forever. Long story short here, Vince is not buying WWE back. You can rest assured that will never, ever, ever, ever happen. Now, let's just put this out there just for fun. We know Vince McMahon. When he gets a hard-on for something, he gets a hair up his ass, he is a hard motherfucker to stop, right? Like, if he wanted to buy TKO, you can't say 100%, or buy WWE from TKO, you can't say 100% sure that he's not going to be able to do that. This is Vince McMahon we're talking about. When he was booted from the company, he came back in with a hostile takeover and sold the bitch. You cannot, and he came on TV, he marched down to the ring and fucking, this is my show, god damn it. My show. So you can't ever just flat out doubt Vince McMahon's capabilities. This is the most capable man I've ever seen in my life. At least the most stubborn, determined motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. When he wants something, he gets it. That's why he's in this Janelle Grant situation to begin with, right? But I think that just the numbers are too extreme. TKO is not going to drop it back to him for what they bought it for. They're going to want a premium to the tune of billions. So unless Vince has another partner that's willing to, buy it up and take it back private, this is just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is going to be a TKO product for the foreseeable future, and they're going to do their TKO thing, and Vince is probably going to die of old age at 137 and still not have WWE back. But that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Do you want Vince to buy WWE back? Do you think he's capable of buying WWE back? Or do you think it's all hogwash? Let me know down in those comments below. While you're there, hit that subscribe button and like. And also, buy my book, The Gathering, A Bold Journey in the Belly of the Juggalo Underworld. That is available on Audible, Kindle, and on Amazon for physical copies. 5-star rating on Audible. Pick that shit up. If you got a credit to spare, you will not be disappointed. Link in the description below. We will leave it there. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bro, thanks for checking out the video. You can find more great videos by hitting the subscribe button. And bro, while you're down there, hit that like button, leave a comment, and all of that other crap. Bro.